Welcome to our spatial learning video series, where we'll use the power of spatial computing technology to take learning to the next level. Wherever you are, we're excited to go beyond your TV, textbook, or computer screen and blend learning experiences into our physical world together.
Alex here again, and today we're going to learn about how spatial computing technology works. It's going to be a very different adventure than what we've done before, but really fun and really exciting. We're going to use an application that Magic Leap, the same company that built this headset, actually produced for us to get a really good feel for how we're able to bring three-dimensional virtual characters into our physical spaces and have them move around, interact, and do really cool things. We're going to get started and walk through a number of different examples and experiments through Project Create to give you guys a really good feel for how all this works. You ready? Let's get started. Over here, we've got my menu, and we can do lots of different things together with it. The first thing that we're going to do is be able to paint in 3D. So I've turned my control here into a paintbrush, and I'm going to write my name. First, an A, and then an L, but I'm going to move my arm further away for it, and then further away for an E, and then back closer for an X. Now, this is not on a piece of paper. This is in 3D space. So if we walk close, we can see that the L is actually behind the A, and the E is behind the L. And if we back up, the X is in front of the E. This is because it's all in 3D space here. Now, we can also bring content into the world and stick it to the physical world here. So let's take some stickers here. Why don't we grab some hearts and place them on the wall over here? And why don't we grab a DJ Pizza Cat and place him on my table over here? And maybe some fire on the table over here. And lastly, a unicorn having fun with a rainbow. And we'll place him over here. And we can see that this content has stuck to the physical wall. So it's virtual artwork, whereas this is physical artwork. Same thing over here. We've got my physical paintings and some hearts on the wall. Really cool stuff there. We can also bring bigger content into the world here, like a green block. And if we take a look, we'll notice that there's a little landing pad below it. That means that the block recognizes the physical floor, and it drops onto the floor itself. We could do the same kind of thing with some bouncy balls. Here we go. Now, if we take this bouncy ball out and we drop it, what would happen if it were a normal physical ball? It would bounce. Same thing here. There we go. Now, by comparison, we've got a metal ball. Metal, unlike a bouncy ball, is going to do something a little bit different. Do we think it's going to bounce or no? Let's check. Nope. It just drops to the floor. So we're able to create different attributes for the virtual content here. Some that will bounce, some that will just flop to the floor and roll. We could even take a look on the other side with a balloon. A balloon isn't going to go down, rather it's going to go up. But if we've mapped my room correctly, it should stop at the ceiling up there. Let's try it out. Here we go. Perfect. It stopped right at the ceiling there because the balloon recognizes the ceiling. Now, we've put a lot of stuff in my room here, so let's start deleting a little bit just to give us some space. There we go. And now we've introduced some static content. Static means it doesn't move very much, aside from our ball here. But what about some characters? This is going to be a lot of fun here. So we're going to pull out the Blue Knights. All of this virtual content can move. We've got the knight hanging out on the table here. Taking a look over the edge of the table and jumping down from the physical table here to the physical floor, even though it's a virtual character. I can't touch him. Also, virtual content can interact with other virtual characters. If we pull out a red knight here, they start fighting. There you go. A little bit less of a violent situation, but a fun one, is with some fish. Here's a soldier fish. Now I'm going to freeze him. And we're going to bring out a whole bunch of other fish, because we're going to learn about what happens here. Now all of this is virtual, so even if you don't have a fish at home, you can have tons of fish all in your space together. Now, I don't know if all of you guys know this, but there's a concept called schooling, where fish all swim together. And with spatial learning and spatial computing technology, we can do the exact same thing here. I'm going to unfreeze all these fish really quickly, and let's see what happens. Look at them go. They're all swimming together. And we can watch them go. Now, the last thing that we can do is really experiment with some creativity here. In real life, a sea turtle would never hang out with an astronaut. The sea turtle would swim around underwater doing its thing, and the astronaut would be doing its thing out in outer space. But because all of this content is virtual, and we have different rules or no rules that can apply, we can bring all of this content together in fun and different ways. So what about if I take my astronaut over here and put him on the turtle's back? There you go. And it can surf around all around my space here, hanging out together as buddies. It's pretty cool. And so we can see that you've got stickers over here and over here right where we left them. We've got our fish swimming around. We've got our knights. And of course, we've also got our astronaut with this turtle here. These are just a few examples of spatial computing in action here. We've been able to map my physical room here and bring 3D content in that understands all of the different surfaces and can interact either with each other, like the astronaut with the turtle, or interact with the space itself, like the stickers or the blocks or the balls. All of this is possible if you work on skills in computer programming and in design, things that you're going to hopefully work on over your years ahead within Martin County Schools and at the Boys and Girls Club. Really, really fun stuff. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.